What is going on, Lakers fam? This is your boy Jay Lake, bringing you Lakers all day, all the time, even in the off season. If you haven't yet, please go ahead and click on that like and subscribe button down under, and any comments would be much appreciated. What's going on, Big Al?
What's up, Jay Lake? It's been a while.
What's what's good, Mario?
Hey Jay Lake, how's it going?
Going all right, going all right. So we are currently stuck in the dog days of summer, smack dab right in the middle. You guys know where the dog days of summer comes from?
Uh,
I feel
no,
like I
isn't it a
should know
baseball
this.
reference?
I feel like I should know this, but I can't think of what. That's
So
weird.
the Romans basically coined that term. It was when constellation Sirius would appear in the sky right before the sun, near the end of
Mm.
July. Basically, that marks the beginning of the very hottest days of the year. They referred to it as dies canicularis, which is basically the days of the dog star. And so, present day, eventually
Curious.
that become the dog days of summer. So during our
Oh,
dogs, yeah, right. During our dog days of summer, nothing much is going on. It's because pretty much the whole NBA is still waiting on that Damian Lillard, James Harden trade to go down. It's kind of holding things up still. Again, it's a good thing we signed a lot of our free agents already. Um, the one that we are waiting on, and everybody else's, is Christian Wood. Good offensive player, but not so much on the decent defensive side. Originally, they're saying, we need to incentivize Dallas, but that's probably not going to happen because we only have a veterans minimum free agent to sign him to. And what do you guys think about Wood? Would he be a good player on the Lakers? Should we keep waiting for him?
I mean, his game fits kind of what the Lakers need is a stretch five, stretch four, kind of similar to Anthony Davis, can block some shots, move around a little bit, hit from the outside. His game would kind of be complementary to AD, but he really doesn't play that much defense. He's a decent weak side defender or weak side blocker, but yeah, he's not very good on the ball. And I don't know. There was questions about his character in Houston, but he still had a decent year there, and I think he was in Dallas before that or after that this past year. So, I mean, he's a decent player, but I don't think it's worth trading our assets for him.
I totally agree with you, Albert. He's a decent player, right? He compliment Anthony Davis, off the bench or whatever. But you mentioned one thing that's important to me, his character, right? It's in question. And honestly, I don't think the Lakers need that in the locker room right now. I don't even think some players want Woods on that team. So to me, I would stay away from Woods. It's a no go for me on him.
Yeah, so I mean, previously he averaged what, or I think around 20 points or so. So I mean, that would be some good production from one of your centers that's not AD. So I mean, I guess I kind of see both sides, but we'll see what happens. Um, some other news is AD. We signed him to 170 million for 3 years.
All in.
Previously, we had a video, either trade LBJ or AD. Both Mario and Big Al had different perspectives on that. But basically, we're using our whole entire future based around AD. I mean, I see the positives, and that post LBJ, you do want a superstar in order to attract other superstars because post Kobe, we had a couple years where we couldn't even get like Lamarcus Aldridge to freaking join the Lakers, So, I mean, I kind of understand. What do you guys think?
That was the front office fault. We didn't get LaMarcus Aldridge, in my opinion. But I guess that means we're trading LBJ, right? If we sign AD for an extension like this, we're gonna trade LBJ, probably get Damian Lillard for that, and the Lakers dynasty will still continue, right? Albert, what do you think?
Well, I was the one that chose to trade LeBron here. All right, so let's get that out of the way. I
We
said
did.
to trade LeBron. Um, the AD signing was extension was it's something they had to do. He's our star. He had a good year. Even though he had missed some games with some tic tac injuries, he learned how to play through it, which is super important. I think as a superstar, you got to learn how to play through injury sometimes or play hurt. And he did that a lot this year. And I saw a graphic through ESPN. He's played more games than Kawhi Leonard. He's played
Kawhi
more
and
games
another
than
player too, actually.
Kevin
Yeah,
Durant.
Kevin Durant.
He's played more games than some of these superstars that people have ranked ahead of him. And so, AD is not as fragile as people, make him out to be. He does fall a lot. That is something that we see a lot of from him. And he does, I think, overreact on some of the plays that he gets hurt on. But you know what? He's still a great player. He's still available for us. And
Yeah,
they
I
have
think
to sign that extension with him.
you're right. I think he earned that contract extension this last playoffs. Yes,
Yeah.
there was some off games and even odd game series, right? But he had how many blocks did he have in that postseason? It was like
51.
50? 51, right?
Yeah.
51 blocks in this postseason. He was a defensive monster this postseason, and really, he was a big part of the reason why they went as far as they did in the Western Conference Finals. Eventually to lose to Denver.
Defensive champions. Yeah.
Yeah, right. And so I think he earned it. The Lakers still want a superstar after LeBron James leaves, so they did what they had to do. Uh, I agree with it. It's fine. It's all good. Looks like he's playing more games. Actually, he's playing more games, like you said, than Kevin Durant and Kawhi Leonard. And I think Kawhi just needs to give up now, retire. But that's another topic for another discussion. But yeah, I like it. I hope now that he signed up for a long-term extension, I hope now that it kind of invites other superstars to try to come to LA with that, right? Say, hey, I'm going to join the Lakers. I'm going to join AD. He's gonna have my back. He'll be a defensive, shot blocker when people drive into the lane, a complimentary second option for offense. So hopefully it attracts a young superstar talent with this extension. I think is what the Lakers were thinking about because we're preparing for win now, but also what happens after LBJ.
Yeah, so kind of the bright side for me that I feel like AD is a defensive player of the year. You look at the previous year defensive player, Jaren Jackson Jr., we pretty much dominated them, Memphis Grizzlies in that playoff series. And it proves to me that AD still is the defensive player of the year. Kind of a downside for me for AD is that he's not quite that two-way player that he was a couple years ago. Once he gets locked in, I mean, yes, he gets the blocks. He's awesome on defense, rebounds, but that offensive side kind of takes a hit. And I'm hoping that's not kind of a habit forming for him, and that kind of gets fixed next year. But we'll see what happens with that amount of money that we paid for him. Some of the other news is say like Houston. I don't know what's kind of going on with Houston. Are they starved for superstars? Because they just paid Fred Van Fleet 3 years, 128 million. That's quite an insane amount of change for a player that's not quite that superstar status with the numbers that he's putting up. And we dodged a bullet with Brooks because he got 4 years, 86 million. But before that, he was negotiating with the Lakers to come on the Lakers, and it's a good thing that Houston offered him that sheet that Lakers couldn't.
Well, I mean, I don't think the Lakers were ever going to really sign him to any considerable contract to begin with. He sucks. It was only like posturing, or they were probably just exploring talks with him, just because Kobe's done that in the past with rivals that he's jawed back and forth with and had them join his team, a la Matt Barnes and Meta World Peace. But yeah, the Fred Van Fleet thing, that was a huge contract. I don't know what Houston's doing. I think they were just they needed to spend money because of that rule, that they had to have a certain amount of their cap spent. Yeah, don't understand it. Don't understand it. He's under 6 feet. He plays very skilled, but how is his defense going to
Is he a
translate as he gets
superstar?
older?
That's the question.
Yeah.
Is he a superstar?
Because he's getting paid like one.
He's
Yeah,
getting paid
he's
like
not.
one, but
He's
is he a
not.
superstar?
I mean, this kind of reminds me of that Luol Deng trade, Timothy Mozgov trade. Like, they're a young team and they just need a veteran there to pay.
Yeah, and
But
that
they
worked out
just
really
gave
well
him
for the
too many years.
Lakers.
yeah, it didn't work out for us, but and I don't think it's going to work out for them. They're going to have to trade him and probably attach one of their young players in the future.
I agree. I think it's going to set them back for a few years with this contract. I mean, look, I like the guy, right? He's a good player, but he's not a superstar, right? He doesn't. I don't think he deserves that kind of money. But hey, good for him for getting the bag. I
Yeah.
mean, good for him.
Mhm.
But I'm just glad it wasn't the Lakers, right? I don't think the Lakers, even, considering that, to be honest. But good for him. Get his money. Um, Overpaid, yes. But yeah, that's it. That's all I gotta say about that.
Mhm.
I
Even in
mean,
this market where there's like not a lot of superstars, there wasn't a lot of money out there even to begin with, and he just got the bag. I
Yeah,
don't
he
know.
did. I mean, you can't
Yeah.
hate him for that.
Uh-huh. Don't know. Oh, he's a Rich Paul agent too, so I mean,
Um,
that's probably what it is. I don't know.
yeah,
They're
Rich Paul,
probably
man.
uh,
yeah, LeBron James is Rich Paul's bestest friend in the whole world because it sure got him paid big time. He was a not so well known agent before that, but once LBJ kind of stepped up, I mean, you guys think this is kind of what's that? It indicates the future of the CBA and what players are getting played. Because I mean, 80, 170 million. That roughly estimates about 57 million a year. That's the richest extension so far in NBA history for any player. You look at Jalen Brown, $305 million. That's like wow. I understand there's that new channel or the TV deal that's coming through, and a bit of an increase in the cap space as well. But these players are basically getting paid big time.
yeah, I mean, I think it's as inflation grows and like these TV deals and betting deals uh come along, they're just gonna keep having more money and players are just gonna keep getting paid more. So I don't see it going down unless the market kind of changes. But yeah, I think this is just the future.
It is the future. It's not gonna go back down. It's gonna go higher. Inflation, everything you just said was absolutely correct. And talk about Jalen Brown's contract. Wow. I mean, 304 million, right? And he's not even the best player on the team.
Yeah.
I wonder what Jason Tatum's gonna get,
Hmm.
right? He's not the best
Hmm.
player on the team. So I was surprised about that sign as well. It's very interesting that what Boston's doing up there.
Yeah, so it's kind of making our Lakers look like we're doing pretty awesome. D'Lo at 36 million, 2 years. Austin Reeves and Rui. They both Austin Reeves getting 12 million and Rui getting 18 million. Those are some awesome numbers
Hmm.
considering some of the money that's going around there. But
Yeah.
I think that will wrap it up for today. We will get into more kind of players and trades and whatnot in our next video. But we will see you next time, Lakers fam.